All right. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And if you are sitting on a chair with your feet down on the ground, make sure they're parallel and perhaps a cushion underneath them so your legs aren't hanging at a weird angle. Other than that, just sit in a nice, comfortable, cross-legged position. And if it's not so comfortable for your knees and your hips, you can put a cushion underneath either knee, but definitely have something underneath your sit bones. It's really much better for the back if you're not sitting on a soft surface. So even though I'm on a couch, I've got quite a stiff blanket underneath me, so I'm not sinking. Hands in the meditation mudra, and the shoulders are over the hips, and the ears aligned with the shoulders as best you can. So you may have noticed you've done some adjusting in order to make that happen. So let's just imagine our spine is a string of pearls of light. The string is made of light as well. And it stretches from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. And you can imagine there's someone standing behind you, very gently lengthening your spine. The head is slightly tipped forward, eyes are down. If they were open, they'd be looking along the length of the nose to a spot about 2 inches ahead. Make sure your head is slightly tipped forward and not kind of thrust back. Slightly, if your head is back, it creates agitation in the mind. So just slightly, very gently tip forward. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The lips can be slightly apart, and relax the jaw. Let's just bring our attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp. And just notice as soon as we do that, what happens to our face. Relax the forehead, the eyes, the nose, and the cheeks, the jaw, the area around the mouth. And take our attention to the back of the head and relax the scalp there. And then again, your face relaxes yet again. And relax the ears and the temples. And go inside your ears and relax the inner ear, or imagine you're doing that. And as you do that, you'll notice perhaps the jaw is relaxing. Relax the temples. And take our attention to our neck, the back of the neck and the shoulders. And relax your shoulder blades and that area in between the upper back. It's quite hard to feel. And the rest of the spine. And just check you're not leaning in on the couch. Hold ourselves up as best we can. Relax the throat and the chest. And that belly that we tend to hold quite tight. So our skeleton is nice and strong. And the muscles are just kind of, as Robina was saying this morning, just kind of flopped over. But we make sure we're staying straight. Because this gives the channels the best possible opportunity for the energy to flow nicely through the body. Relax the arms and the hands and the fingers and the legs and the feet and the toes as we bring our mind to the breath. Just very, very gently breathing in. Notice that cool sensation as flowing in through the outside of the nostrils as you're breathing in, slightly warmer as you're breathing out. If there's any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them, go and investigate. And thoughts are coming and going. Just allow them to arise, to abide and fall. Try not to judge your thoughts, have an opinion about them. Just allow them to be there. As we're bringing our mind to the breath, just bring to mind the people of your life again, the ones we love, the ones who support us, who are kind to us, take care of us, the ones we don't love, the ones probably we might label enemy, and the ones who we're indifferent to. We don't necessarily remember their name. We don't necessarily care about them terribly much. But we do know that these three categories of people are all the same in their wish to be happy, their wish to avoid suffering, and their capacity for enlightenment. And the other thing that would be good for us to keep in mind is that these people can all change places at any time in our life. The person we love now may become a stranger or an enemy. An enemy may become somebody that we love very dearly. So in our mind, when we try and categorize people and make it fixed, it could change. So we think we're doing this meditation this evening, this purification practice, Vajrasattva, in the context of the four opponent powers, for all the people in our life, for ourselves, as we move along our path, our study, our practice, so we can benefit others. So just to remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. There's nothing we've done that we can't purify. It's all good. We're creating negativity with our mind. So we are now, tonight, going to do the opposite. We're going to create positive energy with our mind. So the first of the four opponent powers is the power of regret. So just bring to mind something that maybe happened today or last week, or maybe something that's happened in your past that you can remember. Just keep it simple and sincerely regret from the depths of your heart this thing that you've done that hurt somebody or something, some sentient being. Maybe it was simple as a fly that you accidentally killed, or an ant that you accidentally trod on. Maybe you hurt someone's feelings unintentionally or deliberately, or just regret. And the reason to regret is based on the logic of karma. Given that we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, if we cause suffering to another sentient being, we are necessarily going to experience the ripening of our own suffering in the future. So it makes sense, given that we don't want any more suffering than we're already experiencing, to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. And we just think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. So we also regret our delusions, our anger, attachment, and the rest. And these are what cause us to harm others. Jealousy arises in our mind. We strike out. We think we need to take action, but actually we don't. So we think, I'm sick of this suffering. So, okay, so what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So this got two little sections, this reliance which is the second of the 4 opponent powers. And the first of this is refuge. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're asking Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're wanting to use the methods, his methods, to purify our mind. So visualize Guru Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can imagine this is the mind of your Guru manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he's made of this blissful, radiant white light, sitting cross-legged on a lotus. And has this beautiful, radiant, youthful face, with lotus-like eyes, and they're peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and for all sentient beings equally. No judgment at all. Just accepts you exactly where you are, meets you where you're at. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a Vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of the two, symbolizing enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom, infinite compassion, and freedom from all delusion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So the next little section is about developing compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the beings we've harmed and those who have harmed us. So bring to mind perhaps the being you harmed that we talked about in the very beginning of this session, when we were doing our regret. And try to develop compassion for this person or sentient being. And then remember someone who's harmed you and try to develop compassion for them, because the harm that they've caused you is going to necessarily become suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So the next is the power of the remedy. This is the actual medicine. This is the practice of purification. So we're imagined first, we'll purify our body. So visualize Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, quite forcefully, from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can feel completely purified as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mame Mutta Vajra Bhawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mame Mutta Vajra Bhawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mame Mutta Vajra Bhawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira meboa, sutokaya meboa, sepokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mebe yata sawa kama sitame, sidam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dira meboa, sutokaya meboa, sepokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mebe yata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sutokaya meboa sepakaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mebe yata sawa kama sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body is now completely purified. And think that there's no way you could do anything other than be a benefit to others now with your body. So just imagine when they see you, when they smell you, they feel you, they sense you, it's a benefit to their mind. So the next is a purification of the speech. And Guru Vajrasattva, just imagine, very happily sends blissful, radiant, powerful nectar beams from his heart chakra. And this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, this nectar, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top part of your body, all the negativity of your speech. And it all overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip, the harsh speech, the useless speech, the lying, talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira meboa sutokaya meboa supakaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira meboa sutokaya meboa supakaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita. Dita Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now again, just rejoice. Feel really happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So when they hear the sweet sound of your voice, it benefits their mind. So the next is a purification of the mind. And imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of laser light, this time from his heart chakra, this brilliant light. You can imagine it just kind of arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. And just imagine it's the same as when you walk into a room and flick on a switch, turn on the light. Instantly, the darkness in the room is dispelled by that light. So in the same way, the moment the light hits your heart chakra, the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, the darkness of the negativity of your mind is instantly dispelled. So all the attachment and the neediness and the jealousy and the depression, your anger and bitterness and grudges, this kind of like yucky, heavy emotions, these delusions, as we said in the beginning, which are the cause of why we harm others, instantly dispelled. Not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So just imagine that all the delusions, the source of why we harm others, are completely purified, gone, finished. And now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. Next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time, imagine that Guru Vajrasattva sends again light and nectar, or you can imagine the previous 3 visualizations of the body, speech, and mind, either simultaneously or consecutively, kind of whatever works for your mind, or just keep it simple with light and nectar. But imagine anyway, Guru Vajrasattva sends this light and nectar from his heart, arcs around, enters your crown, and fills your entire being, and completely eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Now imagine you're completely purified. Really feel how it is to be completely purified, free of all negativities of the body, speech, and mind. Nothing left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omissions have been removed. Next is the power of resolve. Very, very important step in this process is this decision we make to refrain from harming with our body, its speech, and mind. We just make a decision, have an aspiration in our heart to not harm others, to control our impatience, to be kind, to try and maybe see the positive things in others rather than constantly looking to criticize ourselves and other people. So we just regret from the depths of our heart and make a decision. I'm going to do better. And I'm going to refrain from doing this thing that I do, that I have the habit to do, for 5 seconds, or 1 second, or 30 seconds, or even overnight while I'm sleeping, because while I'm sleeping, I won't be doing anything. I won't be talking or gossiping or harming. So we just make a decision, and perhaps kind of make a decision about something, one thing, one habit that we have between now and tomorrow. And see how you go. We'll check in again tomorrow night. So this determination to not do again, this is what gives us the courage and the strength to change. So imagine Guru Vajrasattva was delighted with us. Wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. Just kind of dissolves into you. And you think, coming to your heart, my mind, my Guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and mine, my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. And next, Lama Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So just at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. And think. Things do not necessarily exist the way we think they do. So let's just dedicate all the positive energy that we've created this evening by doing this purification to the people of your life that we thought about at the beginning of this session, and to all living beings. And think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just go for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Rinpoche, you uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honoring the three jewels, saving for myself and others, your disciples. Please, please live long. For Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And then for Geshe-la, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. It's gone like a dream. Hello there, Anna. I didn't see you earlier. Nice to see you. Thank you so much, my two beautiful hosts.